So my take on vibe coding is that if you understand the software development and you know the foundations and how applications work, and you can prompt specifically your requirements, it can be an amazing thing, incredible thing.
AI is evolving so fast. I've been in tech for 20 years, and the speed of new features, new tools, new brands out there doing good stuff, new updates to the AI platforms we all use is going so fast. I can't even keep up myself. So I had a conversation with our COO, Panos, who uses personally and professionally AI, is applying AI tools internally here and how we're doing that. And he gives a couple of tips along the way. For instance, Gemini is great for conversation. So you want to tune into this. How do we use AI to improve what we do, to make support better, faster, leaner, and get to the most important thing, which is answering our problems that our customers come up with. So if you're ever wondering about how AI is being used in a big organization like hosting.com, this interview, this conversation with Panos is just for you. Hey everybody, welcome back to Agency Success at hosting.com. I've got Panos, our Chief Operating Officer, who manages and leads the majority of our organization because he does our most important phase, our care team, amongst many other things. And Panos, you're calling in from Bali, our office in Bali. We've got offices around the world, of course, but we were just talking. It's late for you at night, and we heard a little bit of noise, and you go, it started raining. So how's Bali today?
Thanks, Corey. Bali is great. It's right now the end of the rainy season, so we do get frequent rains, unfortunately. But regardless, it's a lovely place. It's a beautiful place to be, and if you haven't been, you should definitely visit.
I'd love to. Our officer looks very cool, and our people are awesome in Bali. All the team members I get to work with from that particular office are always incredible. Well, Panos, today we're talking about AI, and it seems like every conversation I've had in the past year has to introduce AI. But in our company of I think over 800 now today, I know you're pretty well known within our company of really using AI personally, and then leading our efforts to use it internally for our customers for everything we're doing. So, can you tell me a little bit about your background with AI? What you do with it, how you might use it, and how you're thinking about it for hosting.com.
Yeah, and actually, it's funny because I get this question a lot. So our company has reached a point where we started growing very aggressively. We increased the amount of people, we increased the amount of workload, we increased the amount of customer care the business does. And we reached a point when it was very hard for me to keep up, and it was hard for everyone to keep up with the amount of work that's being done, the quality of the work, the knowledge of the products, pretty much everything, right? And that was a thing about 3 years ago, and I was trying to find ways to automate some of the tasks. I was trying to read every single conversation people were doing. I wanted to know every single live chat. I wanted to know every single ticket, everything that's being communicated with the customers. I wanted to make sure it's good enough and it's being tracked. Quickly realized with SAP that obviously we can't be doing this forever. Um, um, so we had to find a way to automate this. Um, Coincidentally, on that period was where ChatGPT was coming out and OpenAI was becoming a new trend. I remember it was just the moment when they released the first API. I believe it was ChatGPT 3.5, I believe. And I started playing around with the API. I started trying some things. Maybe the idea of OpenAI reading a live chat, maybe the idea of reading the live chat and give us some feedback. We quickly realized that it's possible, it's doable. So the first proof of concept came on board. A system where we can, with the help of AI, read live chat conversations and get some sense of what's happening without me having to read every single live chat, right? That was basically the birth of why we as a business started using AI and what was the first use case and how it helped us tremendously over the years. to keep up with all the demand, keep up with all the work, and keep up with everything that's happening. And of course, today we are at a point where we're massively using AI. To give you just an idea, we as a business, we do roughly 500,000 conversations a month through live chats, through tickets, through phone calls. 500,000 500,000 conversations, and those, it's humanly impossible for us to listen to them and evaluate every single one of them. So with the help of a system where we have in place, everything is being checked by a model with specific instruction sets, is being evaluated across several different criteria, whether that's, things like politeness, English level skills, helpfulness, troubleshooting, is the customer happy? And then it's being sent back to an internal system we have, and me and my team, we basically review them every single day. But the whole process is just so easy. Now it takes us an hour a week to review basically 250,000 of the conversations.
That's amazing. 500,000 conversations in a month. And with AI, I've been using it for a couple years now too. You just go, God, everything is possible. But I love the application where you saw we could take quality control, put some checks on it, and help improve and train our team to be even better and better over time. And I think that's a fantastic use of AI that other businesses that take in requests like that too can scan lots and lots of data like that. And I think you mentioned that as we were preparing for this, how much you're able to do data manipulation, review things. I mean, that's on scale. We couldn't do that a couple years ago. It'd take much longer. Like you said, hand doing it, trying to read everything you could. Now we can do it on scale. And I think that's an incredible way to do it, because I know you're always looking for efficiency and quality. And that's a great first use case that we started here at hosting.com.
Yeah, absolutely. And the actual use case involved a lot since the beginning, right? So the idea initially was quality control. We were able to read and evaluate every single conversation. That was the initial goal, but that involved so much. So today we get so much exciting data, but even the simplest stuff and the things like, we are able to detect customer frustration in real time. So for example, if you're a customer and you, for whatever reason, are not happy with our service, maybe your website is broken, maybe the domain name is not connected, and you express visible frustration, we know in real time, we can intervene in real time. For example, we can get a fast escalation, we can get a fast connection to a manager or to someone senior who you can talk to, and you can get faster support. So obviously that helps with customers. Customers can get more quality and faster support when they need it. It also helps us understand what we do wrong, and obviously if a customer is unhappy, whatever the reason is, we need to know about, and it's being flagged internally. We have a in our internal chat, we have a thing called unhappy customers, and every single one of them gets flagged and gets special attention. So yeah, it has massively, I can't emphasize enough how massively AI has helped us improve the quality of customer care, and that reflects a lot. Our CSAT scores today average between 85 to 90% on a daily basis. Trust pilots are trending up. We are also using AI, doing a thing called the social listening, which is basically scraping all the online forums for our brand keywords. So every time someone mentions hosting.com, for example, in Reddit or in Web Host Talk or any of the online forums, when someone mentions us, we know about it. We accept the feedback, we listen to it, we read it, we try to help the customers, and all of this is happening in real time. So thanks to AI.
That's pretty awesome. I know we have a whole team, customer advocacy with Joel and his team that does that as well. But leveraging these tools to do it even better, I think is fantastic for sure. So, to me, it's showing that commitment to continuing to make sure we deliver the best support and care to our customers. So I love that. Okay, so we talked about the kind of monitoring, reviewing, seeing how things are going. What's the next thing that you are excited about that we've been using AI for here at hosting.com?
Oh man, so we use AI in so many ways. Obviously, some of the ways we use it is public and customers can see it. Obviously, we use it internally a lot for things like trainings or enriching agent capabilities with tools, with knowledge bases, with bots that internal chatbots that the agents can use to ask questions and get live help and live assistance from AI. You probably, Corey, have seen our AI chatbot, the one that customers use to talk to, and customers can get help from it. It's been incredible, the feedback. It's able to have natural conversations with customers. It can talk with them. It can impersonate them, do actions on behalf of them, to the simple stuff to even some small complicated tasks. For example, a customer, when they want to pay an invoice, they don't have to go to a human and then get the slow typing and the slow reaction and then get authentication and then get everything going, which would result into a 15, 20-minute live chat. Today, they can come on chat. They can talk to Orbi, which is our live chat AI based, and it will take them 30 seconds to pay an invoice. So things like that, much more efficient, much faster, and both sides are happy. The next level to that, we are exploring options to do the same on an email conversation potentially at some point in the future. Of course, it's much more complicated because it requires usually customers who talk to us on live chat on live chat, they have simpler questions, and usually customers who talk to us on a ticket or on an email conversation, they have more complicated questions, and those questions they do require human attention. Things like actual website troubleshooting and actual email troubleshooting, they do require human, and they will always require human intervention. So we are slowly starting to evaluate those conversations and see which parts of those we can make more efficient, so that customers, and again, can get faster response. Maybe an escalation would be faster. Maybe we can intelligently understand customer intent, and based on this intent, we can route the question to the right department. So we're exploring a lot of interesting things, and basically 90% of those things are, 100% of those things are efficiency, faster response, and at higher quality.
I love those three. You mentioned just a second ago the training aspect for our team too, and the LLMs. But I know we have some really fantastic team members that are so deep in their expertise. They know how to troubleshoot. Are we using some of those conversations to help train some of the LLMs as well?
Oh yeah, I think you should have a chat at some point with Camelia, our head of training. Shout out to Camelia, who is doing an incredible job building training materials. When I started working with Seb like 15 years ago, web hosting training would be, okay, let's just log into a cPanel server, let's just break a website and try to fix it. Now she's doing some incredible stuff with AI generated videos and AI generated quizzes and interactive games, and basically a chatbot which is trying to trick you with some tricky questions when you try to pass the exam. It's pretty cool stuff, and yeah, it's yet another way of us using AI, and yet another way of how we have empowered ourselves to learn faster.
Okay, I've got that on my list here to meet. I have met Kamala, but to talk with her about what we're doing, and also to check out Orbi. I didn't even know Orbi was a thing, so that's pretty cool. And the unhappy customers channel, I love how we've integrated that into our systems to be very responsive.
Yeah.
Well,
So a quick note on Orbi. So our old bot, it used to be called Xerxes, which coincidentally it was Seb's first dog, and we all love Seb's first dog. But we thought, I think it was about a couple of months ago, we started rewriting the whole AI chatbot into a newer version with a more intelligent instruction set and more intelligent model. It's actually, the architecture is actually extremely complicated. The way it does, I don't know if you would like to know the technical details, but it's an extremely complicated bot, and we wanted to give it a new name and a new identity, and an identity where customers would love more than just a Xerxes name, right? Which doesn't really sound more than a dog to us. So Orbi is the new name. Orbi is the second iteration of our chatbot. It has incredible conversational skills. It can engage an actual conversation with a huge memory context. So even half an hour conversation, it is able to remember everything that's being told in the conversation, and it can action stuff on your account with zero hallucination. It's pretty incredible. It does cost us a lot of money, obviously, as a business. It does cost us a lot of development time and a lot of caveats we had to do as trade-offs for this to make it happen. But it's an amazing tool, and again, efficiency, speed of answers, automation. It's amazing.
That's fantastic. So is Orbi our external chatbot and our internal chatbot, or are those two different things?
So Orbi is only the customer facing. The internal one, we call it the Pinky bot. Now, I'm not sure why it's called the Pinky bot. We have to ask Thomas Greer.
That's hilarious. So our team can go into that chatbot and ask questions, and it's loaded with a lot of expertise there as well.
Yeah. So the internal bot is connected to our knowledge bases, to our legacy platform systems. It knows basically all the information that people need to know. And it does content retrieval on questions. So an agent would say, for example, how much is a reseller platform on hosting.com for 6 months? And then the internal bot would be able to say, okay, this is the link to the product, and this is how much a customer needs to pay. So then the agent gets real-time assistance from the bot, and the agent then can help the customer.
You know, when we onboard a new team member, I can only imagine you do it every day. Your team does as well. But like having a mentor, having somebody you can just ask questions when a new person starts with any company, I think is pretty invaluable. And it seems like our tool there is, oh, I've got a question, can go ask. And I'm sure there's more plans for that to broaden that out on our radar. But that's pretty incredible for a first-time team member having access to something that has a lot of information that can come back almost like like a human and give an answer to something if you're wondering.
Yeah, absolutely. And hosting.com was born through A2 Hosting, and it's also a collection of other different brands. So you can imagine a brand new agent onboarding with us has to learn a lot of different product sets, a lot of different pricing, historical changes, a lot of different systems, and sometimes it's a little bit complicated for them. And data is the most important thing, and an AI chatbot, internal chatbot, is crucial for them and to their success. So instead of trying to memorize all different pricing for all different products, they can just focus on troubleshooting websites, and they can just focus on fixing email problems, which is what the customers actually want, right?
Yeah, gosh, that's a good one. Yes, hosting.com has acquired and pulled onto our team, I think, over 30 brands over the years. A2 Hosting been a big one last year, as well as Rocket.net. But that means different. Every one of those brands does things just a little bit different. Having that context, I could see that. Well, I still learn new things every day, as much connected as I am to you and some of our leadership team. And sometimes I go, I didn't even know we had that. But having that in a central repository, a place that can speak back, I think is pretty incredible for those type of questions as we're serving a global customer base all over the world.
Yeah, definitely. A company like us needs a place called the single source of truth. And that source of truth is the same source that the training team uses for training, is what the AI internal chatbot is using for data retrieval. And it's where our team goes when they need to manually check something and they need to manually confirm, double check.
Well, that's a snippet about how we use it internally for our customers and different systems. The one I want to ask you about, because I know of all of your background, you're a technologist, you love diving into new technology and using it, but vibe coding. I want to know what your thoughts, how you use it for vibe coding.
Oh man, that's such a long discussion. So I love vibe coding. I've been vibe coding a lot of our internal systems for the last 2-3 years. I think vibe coding has a lot of negative reputation because it's not being used properly by the industry. There is two sides of vibe coding. One side is that it has enabled non-technical people to do stuff which they would have never been able to do so. The problem with that is that they don't know how to do stuff, which results into bad results. So you see a lot of stories about applications getting hacked, or stories about things that cannot go into production, and stories that, oh, I have this MVP which I pushed but it doesn't work, or whatever the case is. Which I think is fine. I think vibe coding has use cases for both technical and non-technical people. I have to clarify myself that I do have a technical background, but I'm not a developer. I do, however, understand how development works, right? So I do understand what it takes to build an application and what it takes to architect, say, an application. So when I was initially experimenting with vibe coding, I realized that AI, you just need to prompt it specifically. And if you do that, and if you respect the context window, it's going to be almost perfect. So through the years, my prompting has evolved a lot. And today, when I want to build something, and I do build a lot of stuff for the company and for my teams, I do automate a lot of the stuff they do. I give it extremely specific instructions. And I can give you an example. Say we want to build an AI chatbot internally. That chatbot needs to have a database, right? So that it can store data, so that it knows what's being asked, and it tracks history. If I'm a non-technical person, I can go to vibe coding and I can say, build me a chatbot with a database. Of course, that's never going to work, because the bot, it will naturally hallucinate, right? So what I do is I say, I want to build an AI chatbot which has a JavaScript Vue.js frontend, connects with inertia.js connectors into a Laravel backend. The Laravel backend needs a PostgreSQL database. It needs exactly those tables. It needs exactly those rows and exactly those indexes. Then those indexes need to have a foreign relationship with those. Like I predefine the architecture myself. I give it specific and explicit instruction sets. And then when I build features, I completely clear the context window. I start from scratch, document everything into a single file, so that every single time the bot starts from scratch, but it knows what happened before. So,
See,
so
having that kind of knowledge, you said the words architect before the build, like you already know some of that going into where you can be very specific. So, okay, continue, please.
no, so yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't think this is very interesting for people because I can go into technical details. But so my take on vibe coding is that if you understand the software development and you know the foundations and how applications work, and you can prompt specifically your requirements, it can be an amazing thing, incredible thing. If you are a starter and you don't know how coding works, it's also fine. Don't expect amazing results. It will hallucinate. It will definitely make assumptions which you haven't told the AI to do, or you wouldn't expect it to do. Some of those actions can be negative. For example, I was reading Twitter this morning, and I saw one of my buddies, who's a non-technical person, try to build an MVP with a database, and the AI model was building. Then at some point, it reached the context window, and it started hallucinating. And one of the hallucinations was to completely delete the database. So it completely wiped all the data he had, which of course is not a good thing, but can happen.
Yeah, and we're so early. I still feel like in some of this that we're ironing out some of those things, but it certainly helps to have obviously, a background with some of these so you know what you're asking them to do for sure. Um, okay, well that's a little bit of vibe coding. What other any other things that we missed that we're doing internally, or you're using it, or how you're enjoying it and benefiting from it personally or professionally?
So most of my time is vibe coding. Most of my time is automating stuff for my teams so that I can make my team's life easier and my life, of course, easier so that I can keep up with everything. On the personal time, I use it a lot for data manipulation and consolidation. A good example is when I want to build a board report for our board of investors, I have to download a data set of, say, like 1 million rows of total different KPIs in a JSON format. I could spend time myself reading it one by one, but it will be impossible. So then AI can help me sort it. AI can help me structure it properly in a presentable format. Can be communicated easier with AI. I can present it easier. So most of my personal use case is when when I visualize KPIs and I visualize reports, either for the team internally or for the investors.
I can see how that. Obviously, I use it every day too for the efficiency factor that you're talking about when you have those big things and you're trying to, you know, one thing I have done before is we do our employee recognition program. Such a great cultural values exercise when our team members nominate others and threw some of the anonymous comments in and just said, give me the themes. I could have tracked that, read every line too. But it's so good at those type of things where you think, okay, the stuff I had to do by hand, tedious things, throw that over to AI for sure. And I thought I'd mention too our AI app builder. We're sharing more and more about the AI app builder where, our customers who have domain names. A lot of people, if you're like me, probably I would suspect you too. Like I've got a lot of domain names with no use. I haven't used them. Well, if I have a spark for something, just creating a one page, simple site, AI app builder can do that really beautifully. I've used that. I had it redo my own homepage. For a resume or CV site, for those looking out there, I think AI App Builder is really, really strong. Connected to the domain name, all with clicks and click, go live, click publish, and you're live. That's another way from a product side. We've started here at hosting.com to help our customers grow. And that's free, by the way, for those of you listening.
And the AI application studio is also evolving quite fast. We just enabled this morning, officially we can announce it, the backend capability. So now our AI application studio can build backends. Basically, you can actually use our product to start building complicated applications. I was planning to do a showcase tomorrow, a quick video on how to prompt our product and how to get the most out of it, and show our customers how to build a simple e-commerce website, how you can sell products online, even using our AI application studio with a very simple backend, a very simple admin page where you can just go online, put a product, start charging customers, get payments, and get your business online in less than 15 minutes.
That's so okay. I can't wait to see that for sure. And thanks for sharing that with me. That's what I learned too. I knew Ben Gabler, our chief product officer, has great plans for AI App Studio. Of course, our managed WordPress hosting is always getting better and better every day. But that's really cool. That's next level stuff right there to be doing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and I'm excited for. You said that the AI is still in the very early days. I don't think it's in the early days. I think we're quite progressed, but the future is going to be crazy. I think there's so many more things about to come.
It feels funny because when I started my first online company, and it's been almost 20 years ago, the iPhone was just version 1 and how it changed the world, how we live. AI is going supersonic faster. So as soon as we say these things, they could potentially go out of date for sure. But I'm curious. I know you're you love music and things. Have you used the AI with music or anything like any other weird and fun things you've done with AI that you enjoy that are connected to you?
No, actually, in music, there is this huge debate now happening in the electronic music industry whether AI should be embraced or not. I have a couple of friends who are music producers, and they are making a living out of music and music production. And there is this huge debate whether companies should allow AI in music production or not. I know companies like Spotify have started labeling AI on music, and record labels have started also labeling it just in case. So I don't know, the the future is interesting to see where that goes. Um, I think AI should be embraced everywhere. I think AI should be embraced even in art, even in movies. I think it should be embraced everywhere. As long as it's properly monetized and properly regulated, and people who are created can still get royalties and can still get paid fairly. Um, and I think whether we like it or not, even if it doesn't happen today, I think AI will be massively uh, embraced by pretty much everyone in this world.
Oh, yes. If there's a use case out there, I've probably tried it or thought to myself, you get doing something still by hand, some of the tedious things. Why don't I just ask AI? It's the new go Google it, right? So I agree. I think there's tremendous opportunity to increase our quality of life and the way we do things by using this incredible tool that continues to evolve. Well, Panos, thank you so much for sharing some of these things. I know there's more. I mean, I've got 2 more things I need to come back and have you back on and talk about because you're always doing it. But thanks for everything you're doing for hosting.com and our customers. I love our 3, efficient, faster, and quality. Those 3, I think, are huge. And sharing the ways I learned some new things, honestly. We go pretty fast here. We're always trying to get better and better. And so sometimes I need to catch up too. But I appreciate your time today and enjoy Bali and say hi to your team. And thank you from all of us for what they do at hosting.com.
Absolutely. Great talking to you, Corey. And thanks for having me. Have a good one.